What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm Jay the Black. Salute to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Nia Long and Udoka. Now, there was some news last month in January that Nia Long had come to a settlement with her ex, Udoka. He's going to be paying $32,000 a month for one child. Okay? Their 12-year-old son. Now, I looked at this and I just shook my head because I'm saying to myself, she's still trying to punish this guy. When I look at these child support settlements, I look at it as, MA pretty much gave her whatever she wanted. If MA, because he feels so guilty, right? And unfortunately, too many of us men, we punish ourselves while we're being punished by somebody else, which is crazy, right? But that's males of today, right? Even though MA is in his 40s, he's basically a Gen Xer. A lot of men after baby boomers, they have this mentality of, if I screw up, I need to give my ex whatever she wants. And that's MA Udoka. He had no fight. They're saying they came to a settlement to pay $32,000 a month for one child. I look at the Kevin Costner divorce, right? Kevin Costner is worth over $300 million. His ex-wife was seeking over $200,000 a month to support. Kevin Costner offered to pay her $75,000 a month in child support. She rejected it, and the judge ended up ordering him to pay $63,000. She got taken to the woodshed in that particular divorce proceedings. That is because even though, she basically divorced Kevin Costner and maybe, the marriage had its ups and downs, he's not going to allow her to just get whatever she wants. I feel like MA Udoka gave her what she wanted. And I look at this as Nia Long's way of punishing him again. I looked at both of their net worths. He is a former NBA player, right? Now he's a coach. He was out of work for a little bit, but now he's back with the Houston Rockets. His net worth, now I could be off, I could be wrong, but this is what I looked up. It said his net worth is $8 million. I looked up Nia Long's net worth. Her net worth is $9 million. Why does this woman need $32,000 a month for one child with a woman who probably was making more money than MA? Because again, this guy was out of work until he got the job at the Houston Rockets. I look at it as this. This woman still has not moved on from MA Udoka, and she should be old enough and more mature enough to understand relationships don't work. They don't work. And maybe MA has truly moved on himself because he settled this because he wants her to go away. He could have fought this. He could have been like, you know what? I'm trying to make my relationship with Nia Long work. But we haven't heard that in months. We haven't heard that since the whole cheating scandal happened with the Boston Celtics. He has not made any effort to get back with her publicly. Now, it seemed like there was one, but then I think when he got that job at the Houston Rockets, he just said, forget it. And maybe the best thing for him is to just be an NBA coach and not worry about being in a serious long-term relationship right now. She doesn't even need child support from MA Udoka. Her net worth is like $1 million more than his. She settled with him, which lets me know that, again, he wants to pay a pittance for what he feels like he's done to her. This is the problem with men. You allow these women to walk all over you. Okay, he cheated. A lot of these men cheat. These women do as well. But don't allow yourself to be beaten so much publicly. Stand up for yourself. You're raising a son. Do you want your son to see what happens to men when they break up with their ex and they have a child with them? You have to give her financially what she wants. $32,000. I could see if he's living in Los Angeles. She's, I believe, living in Los Angeles, but that child does not need $32,000 a month. I'm sorry. And it's a 12-year-old. You know what's crazy? In about 6 years, depending on the child support laws or how it's going to be, because he's in Texas, I believe she's in California. He's only going to have to pay child support for 6 years because once his son is 18, he no longer has to pay child support. This also looks like alimony to me. This to me doesn't look like child support. This looks like spousal support because remember, they never married each other. They were going to get married, but they never really walked down the aisle. This to me looks like alimony. Looks like he settled spousal support. $32,000 for a 12-year-old with a woman who has a higher net worth than him. You mean to tell me she doesn't have the financial means to take care at least the needs that the immediate needs that he has. So MA couldn't pay enough. Like, if it's a situation where he needs stuff for school or whatnot, or medical costs, right? I understand all that. Maybe he's going to a private school, tuition needs to be paid. $32,000 a month. Really? I mean, she did not need that, but that's her way. Because women, whenever a woman feels down, she goes straight to money. Money always tends to cool these women down. And MA knows this. This is why he agreed to this. No sane person would agree to paying somebody, their ex, $32,000 a month when they have a million more in net worth than they do. So I'm going to read a little bit from this people.com article. It says Nia Long's custody battle with ex-Ime Udoka has been finalized. The actress and the NBA coach have reached a settlement regarding custody over their 12-year-old son Kez, following the pair split in 2022. According to court documents obtained by People, Long is set to receive $32,000 a month in child support from Udoka. The former couple continued to share joint custody, but Long will have sole physical custody with a reasonable visitation for Udoka. No, he needs to have full visitation. These heifers love getting custody and wanting to dictate and control. And then you wonder why these children grow up messed up, because they didn't have a mother and a father in their life, because their mother was too busy trying to punish the father. The reason given per the documents is Udoka's need to travel with his team, the Houston Rockets, during and around the NBA season, which is, I understand that. I understand. But it's not just her. Like, you have men who don't travel, but these women want prime physical custody, even when the father is able to see the child as much as possible. The stipulation reads Udoka shall have reasonable visitation with Kez, which may take into consideration Kez's schedule and concerns, but shall not prevent or interfere with Kez's visitation with Udoka. Udoka is responsible for paying for any travel for Kez to visit him while on the road, as well as Kez's nanny, who will help transport him between parents on such occasions. If the parties are unable to agree upon Udoka's visitation with Kez, they shall consult and work together with Kez treating therapist to encourage the visits with Udoka, and the therapist will inform the parties of what's best for Kez. And I think that's pretty much all that matters, right? Is that the child is able to be a part of their father's life. When it comes to vacation holidays, the parties shall share or alternate holidays when Udoka is available, and Udoka may have up to 3 non-consecutive weeks of vacation time with Kez each year, which may take into consideration Kez's schedule and concerns, but shall not prevent or interfere at all with visitation. Listen, I want people to understand something. The courts should never tell a man how and when he can be in his child's life, unless he was abusive or he was already neglectful, but that doesn't seem to be the case with Udoka. These laws are meant to separate children from their fathers, to have them raised horribly wrong in a single parent household with a woman who's incapable of raising them. The majority of Western women are incapable of raising children on their own. I think people need to understand that. Children are going to need both parents, whether you like it or not, unless that parent has proven to be neglectful, abusive, unable to be a good custodial parent. But that doesn't happen a lot. There are fathers that want to be in their children's lives, but a lot of you women prevent it because you want control. And that's why a lot of y'all end up unhappy raising your children's children, because no man wants to deal with you. Now, I will say this about Nia Long. Nia, you know you didn't need that $32,000. Come on. You did that because you want to continue to punish this man. You need to move on. Okay, it's over. He cheated, let it go. Listen, and you know what the thing is that you can either choose to take somebody back or you can choose to walk away. But the fact that you're still hung up on MA, and you know you are, which is why you haven't moved on with anybody else, is because you don't want anybody else to have MA. I think that's what it is. I would not be shocked if she's told MA that she'll let him have joint custody. She won't challenge it, but he has to stay publicly single for a certain amount of time, I guess, until she finds somebody. Because I'll tell you, women are extremely petty.